11 million wooden poles.
And there's this huge moon on the horizon.
Yeah, pinnacle of innovation in board games.
I remember it being really spicy.
I've had 90% accuracy just from a breath.
So painful.
You heard of Nanos?
You keep seeing Pistachio everywhere.
Nutella and Biscoff is now on equal doors.
Oh, take it away. This is way too great.
No one is watching the Menendez brothers and then having a great sleep.
Hungry.
Dummies.
Hungry.
Dummies.
Hungry.
Dummies.
It's the Hungry Dummies.
Boom.
Boom. How's it going, partner?
Side partner. Struggling
Nice.
with hay fever, but I'm doing all right.
Yep, 'tis the
Yep.
season.
Tis the season to be snotty.
And I guess this week I might even ask you where you are this week.
hmm
And I might have to tell you where you are.
I think it's pretty obvious.
I
If you
mean,
don't get it first go, I'd be disappointed.
now a lot of pressure. Is it Amsterdam?
It is Amsterdam.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
I was considering picking like a random street that you'd never get, and then I'm like, it's not going to be the most interesting episode. No.
Okay, I'm glad I got that. For some reason, when I first saw it, I'm like, for some reason, I was getting Danish vibes. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. It does look like Copenhagen a bit,
Copenhagen.
because it's a good time, one. But more because it's pretty crazy how Amsterdam was built. Do you know? So like, I
Tell
mean, one,
me.
it's kind of built on a swamp. So below the architecture of Amsterdam
Yeah,
is 11 million wooden poles that
11
support.
million.
Yeah. So they're 15 to 20 meters long and like placed into sand. And the sand that's 11 meters deep. And
It's
that's
11
what
again.
supports
11 million.
11, 11.
Yeah.
That's why everyone gets so lucky in Amsterdam.
Ah, I see.
Uh, yeah, so the Central Station in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So that alone has 9,000 of these poles to support the structure.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause you think the canals are obviously there's water, and like you don't really think about there's water under everything else as well.
Yeah. So it's
So I
basically
believe,
Venice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I actually don't. I need to fact check this, but
Yeah.
I think the canals are man-made, right?
I have no idea. I can tell you. What do you
Hmm.
think?
I think they're
Um,
man-made.
hmm. But you're saying it's a swamp.
Yeah, it was infested by ogres before
Yes,
they colonized.
Amsterdam's canals are man-made. There you go.
But yeah.
Were dug in the
So yeah, so how
17th
crazy is that?
century.
Like every time they build a house, so like here, you think about the construction. Before
Hmm.
they even get to that, they got to think, oh, how many fucking poles do I need to put into the sand here? Like on average, a house needs 10 poles dug into the sand at 11 meters deep
That's so
to
crazy.
support the structure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never
wow,
knew that. Good fact.
good fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you look like you're in a heavenly place. I'd like to go. Is it Hawaii?
See? I don't know why I said
It
see.
is.
Yeah. I think it's the way you said
Por
it.
favor. No, was
Um,
it Hawaii? Hawaii.
oh,
Something
wait.
like
Um, I am in
Honolulu?
Oahu. Oh,
Oahu.
yeah. And the reason I am in Oahu today, it's not really the best reason, but I was watching this rom-com the other day called Aloha, 2015 film with Bradley Cooper and the guy from The Office,
Such a
main
hunk.
character. Man, yeah, blanking what his name is. Main character from The Office,
Steve
hunk guy.
Carell.
No, the other one. Blanking really hard here.
And Bernard.
No, the other one.
Jim
Uh, Jim, that's the one.
Krasinski.
Yeah, Krasinski.
Krasinski.
He's in it.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, only like sort of halfway through it, but based in Oahu. And look, nothing really happens in this movie, as
As
most
most
rom-com.
rom-coms.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. But I mean, I was enjoying it just for the fact that it's based in Hawaii, and I was just thinking
Mhm.
like the slang and everything, the culture is so awesome there. I just love it.
Yeah.
Like I was just looking up before all the different slang they've got, like your classics, aloha, shaka is originally from
Shaka.
Hawaii. Um, yeah,
Give me the
mana,
shaka, bruh.
bra. They also say house it there. It's just I don't know. I was like, this is lolo, shaka. What else have I got? Mana, luau, mahalo. I just feel like I love Hawaii and I really want to go there. So that's why I went.
Yeah. I I've always thought of it as a destination that's desirable, but like it's not the top of my list. But the
Fair.
more I think about it, the more I think it should be prioritized in my
Mm.
list.
But I think I've always said I don't want to go to like these, Gold Coast, really lots of built
Oh,
up.
yeah,
You don't
no, no,
want
no.
that. You
I don't
want
want any
traditional.
resorts either.
Mm.
Like I don't want anywhere that's gonna have sunbeds or
No,
like a cocktail service, you know.
no, no, no,
I don't
no.
want
You
any of
want
that.
local restaurants,
Yeah,
good, good mana. You know,
yeah,
yeah. And they keep talking about all the spirits and like it's all about the sky and the sea, and I'm like, oh, it's so good,
beast.
it's good feelings, you know.
Yeah, good shakas.
Yeah, good shakas.
Yeah,
Right.
like when we went to Maldives, we went
Yeah,
to Thuludusu, Thulusustu,
yeah.
Thulumuhuhu,
Those Suzu. Yeah,
which is like one of the only islands that's not owned by a resort, and it's
that's
like
pretty cool.
10x cheaper, and there's like no alcohol on the island.
I thought that's the
Um,
majority of Maldives, though. I guess they try and accommodate for the Westerners with
yeah,
alcohol.
well, like all those big places that most people go, those islands are owned by a resort, so they can do
Right.
whatever they want. And this like a local island, and like there was just heaps of locals fishing, and like you could get more takeaway kind of vibes,
Yeah.
and it was cheap as man.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like it that cost us the same as what we budgeted to be in India for an extra week.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Um,
Yeah. Living
yeah,
well, I wouldn't even say, would you say it's the luxe life? No, it's just the chilled
it was
life.
pretty luxe, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Like, I mean, no, it wasn't luxe, but like
was a great,
if anyone looked at our photos, they would think it's luxe life.
nice. That's all you want.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
like rate it.
nice. So what have you been getting up to this week?
Um, Still a bit recovering from sick. Like I've been a little bit up and down.
Yeah,
Like started feeling better, then feeling worse, then like feeling good again yesterday,
nice.
today.
Yeah,
Um, Starting doing some more stretching. Like the back pain's getting into it.
yeah.
And you're like, yeah, like what I realized, back pain is inevitable for men. So I remember going to my physio like when this all started, and I had the bulging discs. And I might butcher this number because I
Mm,
tried to Google it and I couldn't find any evidence of it. But
yeah.
yeah, I remember him showing me evidence, so I believe it's real.
Mm.
Um, you're pretty much guaranteed that your back is going to be fucked as a man. It's like 30% of 30-year-old men have a bulging disc. 40% of 40-year-old men have a bulging. 50 or 50. So it goes up by 10% with every
What are
decade.
the chances that they line up with the age?
I
That's,
know. I mean, it's probably
yeah,
percents a
right,
little
right,
bit
right.
different.
But still, it's pretty high.
Yeah, yeah. And like he's saying, a lot of a lot of guys may not notice it. They'll have a bulging disc, but it won't be that impactful. And because maybe, I don't know, you're not
Like what
super active.
I'm guessing a bulging disc is what it is, but I wouldn't know what that is, like,
Yeah, it's like so you have the vertebrae,
yeah,
and then when one starts getting squished down and it
Hmm.
starts bulging out, and obviously that causes inflammation and
Yeah,
pain
yeah,
around other areas, and that can trigger down anywhere. You might have bulging disc and you get like sciatica or like pain elsewhere.
yeah.
Um,
So what's the main reason
but
that men generally have it? Is it because of like posture and stuff like that?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Like we sit like this, majority of us,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And even if you're working in trades and stuff, first of all, you're probably lifting things and giving yourself pain.
yeah,
But then you come and you're on your phone like this. You're on the toilet, you're sitting like
yeah.
this, on the watching
Eating
TV.
like
Yeah,
this. Yeah, yeah. And now I'm
it's
just gonna try
terrible.
and sit up now. Happens
Yeah.
every time. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
would assume that's the main reason. But
yeah.
like, yeah, just an inactive lifestyle as well.
I mean, I was just watching this video on Instagram of these guys playing volleyball with those like medicine balls. And I'm like, all the comments like, that is a guaranteed way to have a terrible back. Like, it looks so painful. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
strong and it's impressive, but at the same time, not worth
No.
it.
You know what's a guarantee? Kayaking. You
Oh,
go on a
yeah.
kayak, you got a wheelchair for the next week. It's your back is just so sore
I
every
always think
time.
my hips are super tight after kayaking as well.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
guess because you got long legs too, so you'd be like doing
I'm sat like an
frog
L
legs.
and I'm just so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
It's
kayaking's still
terrible.
so great.
It's great
Yeah.
until it's over.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you got to deal with the repercussions and go buy Voltaren.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear.
Um,
You been cooking much or not really? Just on the soups and bone broth sort of stuff.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Had some
Yeah.
soups, had some pho, had some borscht, which
Oh,
big
yum.
pot of borscht,
You make that
which was yum.
fresh, I'm
Yeah,
guessing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it easy to
It's
make?
yeah. I mean, I think people say it's harder than it really is.
Okay.
I mean, the broth, the broth takes time, but
Yeah.
any broth takes time. And it's time more than effort.
I feel like that's
And
most
then
things
yeah,
though. Yeah.
yeah, and beetroot, it's a bit annoying, like getting that beetroot
Stains.
where it stains
Yeah.
everywhere. Um, and then yeah, like you want to fry up the onion and the garlic and the cabbage and the potato and added beans time. But really, like it's not that much harder than say making a minestrone.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it didn't seem like there's that many ingredients, right? I don't know. Five, six, something like that.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, I guess
You
so.
can put a lot in.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
but yeah, no, that was good. Nothing really out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I've just prepped up some chicken skewers last night. I feel like it's the
Hmm.
end of summer here, so I try and get in a barbie. The weather's been
Nice.
semi decent. It's pretty classic, end of summer storms kicking in now. So look, I was like, and when you get those hits of like, I want to cook stuff. I'm like, barbecue I haven't had for ages. I'm like, oh, I want to cook some skewers. So I've done
I
three types of skewers.
Nice.
Yeah.
What? What are the
So
three
I've
types?
done satay,
Yeah,
done a chicken
good.
tikka, and then I've done a
Nice.
Greek kebabs. I would say it's kebab more style. I was trying to look into the difference between souvlaki and
Suvla.
Well, it seems like
Souvlaki is the little pisher ones,
mm,
and then I think suvla are like the bigger chunks.
sure, we'll go with the
Souvlaki's
souvla.
dry.
You don't want that, no. But I thought the main
Yeah.
difference, I could be wrong here, is that some of them they put the veggies in between it, some they don't, and then some put paprika, some don't. Like one of them's more basic, you know what I mean? Like just the oregano or oregano, lemon,
Hmm.
and then your garlic. But anyway, everything smells delicious. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully have it tonight. But then I was also looking into like how many different chicken skewers there are in the world. And then I was thinking, what would be your go-to chicken skewer? I mean,
That's so tough,
it's so
man.
hard. Like,
You know what? I actually had a gun one like a couple weeks
yeah,
ago with chapati,
yeah.
um, at the market's Philo
Oh yeah,
Skewers.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were
Mm.
unreal. They were so good. I'll need to send you the name so you can plug the store
Yeah, I'll see
because
if it's
they
here.
deserve.
Yeah. Was it served
Um,
with the sauce, I'm guessing?
uh, you know what? I can't remember actually, but it's so well marinated. You don't need any sauce.
Fair enough. I'll have to try it.
Um,
Um,
but there's so many skewers. It's so
I know. I was looking
hard
up
to
before,
like.
and there's like at least, I mean, they've given me a list of like 16 or something. Um,
I could probably name 10 pretty easily.
yeah, yeah. Like it's, I don't know,
Yeah.
just, but I was like picking three. I think those three are normally my sort of, maybe they've just been my go-tos more recently. Um, but yeah, pretty pumped. I think satay's got to be up there for me. Something about the actual skewer and then the sauce that just, oh, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They're all really good.
Yeah. And like yakitori,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
was
all the
gonna
Japan.
mention. See, I still haven't
They're
made
so good.
yakitori before.
And like all the Middle Eastern style,
Yeah, yeah.
so good with like
Like that's what's
baba
amazing.
ganoush and hummus and all of that.
Oh, but the thing that's amazing me that everywhere it seems like in the world has their version of the skewer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I was checking like it originates back in Turkey from the 17th century. I was like, pretty boss. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you know what? I would have guessed Turkey.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but for me, the optimal skewer doesn't get heat penetration from the grill. It's over the coal.
Right. Yeah. Got to let it
Like I
drip
don't,
onto those coals. Yeah,
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 yeah. So in general, I prefer the flavor of the meat like that. But I know that a lot of at least what I can think of, a lot of the Asian ones that are so delicious because they're so
they're right.
marinated.
Yeah,
They're on like a hibachi style, and
yeah,
they're right on the grill.
yeah.
But for like thick cuts of meat, I definitely prefer when it's sitting above coals with no grill under it.
Because I always think you want to get that charcoal, like
You
the
get that.
yeah, I guess so. If it's over high heat, it should automatically
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
And the
That's
fat
fair
will
enough.
drip and a flame will spark up and things like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, it's making me starving already. But I was
Yeah.
also going to ask you about this. I saw on the news, UK news. I guess I can question you. Their junk food adverts will be banned from being shown on British television before 9 o'clock from October next year. The government will be banning these products except for one of the three: chewing gum, garlic bread, or protein bars.
So I have to choose one of the three which won't
Yeah,
be banned.
which won't be banned. Yeah, chewing
Chewing
gum,
gum,
gut. No, that's what I went with as well. And the answer is garlic bread.
garlic bread.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not that surprised about, but I'm surprised chewing gum's going to be banned. How's that a
that's what
junk food?
I don't know.
I'm having chewing gum right now.
Yeah, I always thought that dentists like encourage chewing gum. I I don't see
Yeah,
how.
but I mean,
Anyway,
dentists encouraged smoking cigarettes 40 years ago.
did they?
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure,
were like,
maybe they did. I don't know if encourage is the right word, but
well, there was like the dentist choice and stuff like that.
okay. Isn't that doctors
Um,
as well?
yeah,
Doctors just
probably.
smoking yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I had a dentist that smoked cigarettes when I was younger.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that's not that long ago.
probably the norm, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
they're saying the product will be banned if classified as less healthy on government scoring system. Following analysis of their nutrients, they fall into 13 categories. So I'm guessing they're saying that garlic bread's got some beneficial.
what's your view on that? What do you think that's good?
No, I don't think garlic bread's healthy.
No, no, but do you
But
think they should ban
oh right.
certain ads?
Well, I don't barely watch ads, so I don't feel like I've got much of an opinion here. So I feel like it might help, but also at the same time, 9 o'clock is bedtime.
Yeah, I guess
But
that's the point.
yeah, exactly. I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. In general, I don't like too much intervention and too much
Yeah,
regulation.
I feel like you should be able to make the right decisions though. I think you should be informed, like,
Yeah.
but they shouldn't be maybe manipulating you or telling you like, but then the exclusion, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like gambling ads are allowed, right?
Yeah,
Surely
I
gambling
think.
ads are worse than chewing gum ads.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it can come back to lots of things. Like, have you seen that Instagram's putting in some new like teenage restrictions on their new accounts, to try and ban them from seeing certain stuff? And I was like, they also
Yeah.
mentioned that, yeah, it's a good thing, but then kids can just use fake birth dates and all this sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
I don't know
Is what it
either.
is. Yeah.
I think it
Um,
should be a decision of the corporation rather than like a government.
right.
So, like there's ethical funds that choose not to invest in certain things, and that they've made that ethos, and then people that want to do ethical investing will go to that fund.
Yeah.
And, certain broadcasting networks may say, we choose not to promote this type of stuff, and therefore people that don't care can get their kids to watch that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But it should be a decision based by that entity rather than enforced, I think, is my view.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
As I said, I think it should be the person's decision, but they should be informed on their decision. I feel like it's about
Yeah.
being, yeah.
But how do you
But
enforce information?
I don't know. I think through school, like I feel like it's always good that we were taught about all this sort of stuff in PE and stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Not about chewing gum.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Yeah.
you
I
know
feel
what?
like, yeah,
Talking about changes, and pretty random thought. There's been really little innovation in board games. Think about like all forms
yeah,
of entertainment has probably got the most form of innovation in our lifetime.
yeah,
Apps,
100%.
games, even activities. Like that's where all
Streaming,
the
all
focus
that stuff.
is.
Yeah.
That's where the money is. Board games, like Mousetrap was the pinnacle of innovation in board games. You know, vertical Mousetrap operation, wow.
Yeah.
But well, that was probably what in the 90s as well.
Yeah. Well, you've
And
got a
then we just
point. If you're
stopped.
talking specifically board games, there doesn't seem to be a lot of innovation.
No. Like
Yeah.
they're like, why? I'm guessing the thought is, oh, well, we're innovating in video games.
Mm.
But they're separate. People choose to play a board game in a different occasion to a video
Yeah.
game.
Like
And like I haven't seen any board game where I'm like, whoa, that's sick. Like
yeah.
I want to play that. I want to see that.
The board game operation was invented in 1962, quite a while ago.
62.
Yeah. So
I'm guessing it didn't buzz in the city.
maybe. I mean, I always think of these days Catan is so popular. I think at
Yeah,
least.
that's not innovative. That's just like any
Not
other
really,
board
no.
game.
No. Yeah, you're right. I agree. But I think
I
at the
mean,
same time, board games are like they're good when they're like Monopoly has so many different, versions of it because it's a good game. Like it doesn't need innovation. People
yeah,
like
but
the
see, I don't
classics.
want to play Monopoly anymore. I'm sick of Monopoly.
But like, would you count, chess, backgammon? These are
Chess
board
is the
games.
best game of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course it is.
I know.
Yeah,
I
but
know. And I play that on a daily basis.
yeah,
But
like when was chess invented? Let's see. Before the 600s AD Indian game.
yeah,
That's crazy. But I guess they're saying what we
the
know as chess around the 16th century.
the best
Still,
thing about chess, and this is why I've always said, because I don't like to play that many board games,
mm,
but chess has no element of chance. It's pure strategy.
hmm
Like there's no luck in chess. It's
no,
are you better than your opponent?
Well, that's it. But I guess you could say, did you get lucky and your opponent made a mistake?
That's not luck.
Yeah, that's just them being a dummy.
Yeah, they're an absolute dummy
Yeah,
and they've missed something.
yeah.
Um, that's why I love chess. Almost every other game has an element of chance, and that's
Mm,
why I don't like it as much. I still have
yeah,
fun playing a board game, but I can't be confident and say I am the winner. I am the best at this game.
yeah. So it's like, I'm
Yeah,
guessing, do you count card games are separate to board games, right? I would
correct.
say
But
so. Yeah.
luck, and I've had this argument with people that play poker, like, oh, you don't get it, Tim. Like, you got
Oh,
to read the players. Like, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Shut up, Kenny Rogers. Like, it's absolutely all chance. The whole thing is chance.
yeah.
It doesn't matter how good you are. If I keep getting, you know, the best hand in the table, I'm gonna win
But surely it's the combination of skill and chance. It's like,
a little bit. 80% chance, 20% skill.
that seems reasonable.
Yeah, but most people would disagree. Most people that play poker would disagree with that statement.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I still love watching poker. There's something about it. Maybe it's the characters or they're just sitting there with their hoods on, sunglasses on. It's awesome.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then you can chat to them, try and put them off.
Do you use Listerine?
Nah, I stopped using mouthwash, actually.
Yeah,
I heard somewhere on the internet that it's actually not as good as they say it is for you, like
oh
most
really?
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped using for ages too. More just because we ran out once and I never bought it again. But
Yeah.
I got some recently. And I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, the colors have changed, like it's different colors.
It's not
But
like ultraviolet green or
well, yeah, the one I got, like the original was like ultraviolet, like purple.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and man, I don't know. Do you remember like I feel like it doesn't pack the same punch it used to? Like it used to feel like, Oppenheimer created the formula for the biggest bomb in your mouth. Now it's like the most pathetic thing ever. It's like drinking sweet tea. Like it used to be so spicy,
So
like a hot
spicy.
lady.
Spicy like a hot lady.
Look, I haven't had it recently, but I remember it being really spicy, especially if you keep
Yeah,
it in there for like 20 seconds, swirling it
yeah.
around. But oh,
Spicy, really spicy. And even the
yeah,
ads had that bomb, the guy's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
mouth would explode.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, no,
I
it's
mean,
not spicy like a hot lady anymore. Whatever
can't
happened to
really.
that Pepsi so spicy kid?
I don't know.
I hope he got signed.
Yeah, same. He was one of the OG viral. Well, I think he was
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah. We had a supermoon. I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know, is that a
I mean,
Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere thing? Or
I don't know, but
do you have it as well?
I saw a pretty crazy moon last night. It was pretty orange,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
I was also going to bring that up. Like, there's meant to be two moons coming up on the 29th of September, a mini moon.
Two moons.
Yeah, I think don't know if you heard about that, but it seems like a pretty
No,
crazy concept, like a mini moon and then a big moon. But yeah, you tell me
no.
about this super moon, and
I
I'll tell you
mean,
about
well, it was pretty cool. It was
it.
Harvest Supermoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went and had a look. Like everyone was out taking
nice.
photos. Um, I don't actually know what a supermoon was, so I just knew they were cool. But it's a full moon or a new moon, which coincides with the moon's closest approach to Earth in orbit. So during a
Whoa,
supermoon, the moon appears around 14% larger and
nice.
30% brighter than when it's at its farthest point. But you know what? I like it was obviously way bigger, and it got me thinking like, so everyone was taking the photo, and like the wonder shot was when it was just coming above the horizon.
Yeah.
And I feel like in general, when you see the moon above the horizon, it feels way bigger, like always. So
Mm.
I was reading about it, but turns out it's just an illusion. Like
Oh,
like if you take a test, like say you roll up a piece of paper and
yeah.
look at it any point in the sky, it's always the same. You can do the same with like taking a camera and keep the zoom in, and then as it changes points in the sky, it's always the same. But like everyone over the world has reported saying the moon's bigger on the horizon.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is there's no actual explanation for this illusion. So they still don't know why that's the case. There's like theories to say possibly because we see it on the horizon as closer, so our brain tricks us into thinking it's bigger. Or like if we have objects in the foreground, like
Yeah.
sea, trees, etc., it makes it seem like it's closer.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the Ponzo illusion.
I don't know that
If you know,
illusion. What's that?
oh,
No.
you can plug it, but it's like
Yeah.
all the lines are the same, but due to the presence of the other object, we think the size it's different.
I mean,
But yeah,
the tree argument makes sense to me because, like, I don't know, you see these ones in Africa, and there's like trees and leopards and stuff in the foreground, you're like, and there's this huge moon on the horizon.
Yeah,
It just looks
yeah.
awesome, but like,
So you can kind of compare it. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, artists have been doing this shit forever to show perspective. But really, it's just like it's all the same.
yeah,
But then with the foreground thing you're saying with the trees, what makes it even crazier is that astronauts repeat that they notice the same illusion and they have no foreground objects. So
okay,
pretty wild.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So the Earth will get a second moon for about 2 months this year when a small asteroid begins to orbit our planet. The asteroid was discovered in August and is set to become a mini moon revolving around the Earth in a horseshoe shape from the September 29th to November 25th.
In a horseshoe shape.
Horseshoe shape. That's what I'm telling
Is
you.
that visible from northern and southern hemisphere?
Don't know. Have to have a look. But I
Right.
feel like you're such a moon boy these days. I guess you've always been quite a space boy, which is
I like
cool.
space.
Yeah.
It wigs me
Yeah.
out a lot though.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I had a feeling you were going to talk about moons this week. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the
I
other
guess
thing, people are just crazy when there's full moons. Like
it is
there's
true.
road rage and people are just in bad moods.
Yeah. Is that once again like a wives' tale sort of thing? Or is that just sort of
Nah,
a fact? Like,
I definitely notice it. I mean, I believe that like, when there's solar flares and different atmospheric pressures, it impacts you. Like even people that get migraines, right? They get migraines and they get a headache and they're grumpy and frustrating to everyone.
okay. I mean, I'm just reading here. I mean, maybe it could just be the mana, But they're saying there's no scientific evidence that the full moon affects human or mental physical health. There's lack of evidence. There's possible subtle effects. Ancient beliefs. The belief that the moon can drive people mad is ancient and widespread. I mean, the logical one here is sleep deprivation. That a bright full moon in ancient times was more likely to disturb sleep, so you'd go crazy. That makes sense to me.
I mean, they just don't know. They don't know
They
anything
don't.
about space.
No. Yeah.
It's definitely like, when it's like there's pressure in the air, like that impacts you and gives you headaches and puts you in a different mood.
Yeah.
When the moon's out, there's it's a very different atmosphere. Like the settings, fish bite on full moons. Well, you think that's just a coincidence?
Isn't that just because there's more light on the water and they think,
no, something's happening. They know.
nice, I know.
Like there's a different aura in the air.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. All right. Nice. Yeah. You've sold that one to me. I'm gonna go with sleep deprivation, but anyway, yeah, sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying I watched the Wonka movie the other night.
Yeah.
You seen it?
I think it was one of those movies that was shown on the cruise. I had a quick look, like the newer one, right?
The new one, yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Looked all right.
Yeah, like it was nice and heartwarming. I like those
Nice.
kids friendly ones.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is the cast is actually unreal. I don't actually care much for Timothy Chalamet,
Me
but
neither. I haven't really seen any movies with him in it, but I don't really get the hype. But he might be good.
It's got 5 Peep Show characters in it.
5.
Five.
That's like
Yeah.
pretty much all of them.
The whole
Like,
cast. I know. Yeah, it's like something, surely there's some connection. I was reading about it. Everyone spotted it. Like all Peep Show fan pages and Reddit, they're like, oh my God.
that's so cool. Were they good?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them were just like
Oh
literally
yeah,
like Dobby
one-liners.
had one line.
Oh,
Big
Dobby.
Sue's had one line.
Oh wow, these are
Then
some.
yeah,
Yeah.
Simon and Johnson had big roles.
Is Simon the guy with the tube up his nose?
That's Gerard.
Oh, Gerard, yeah. Who's Simon?
Simon's like the Dobby's boyfriend that Corrigan hates.
I can't really remember him, to be honest, but that's
The
funny.
one that he goes plays football with, like
Oh
kick
yeah,
it in there, fucking goal hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Do you watch the fixture last night? You know what team? The red team? Yeah.
See the game the other night?
Which game?
The big fixture. Oh, you missed a great one. It was a really great game.
Nothing overhead height, no slides, no one in the D, yeah?
Oh, God, what? What? I need to write this down.
Nice.
But yeah, and then Rowan Atkinson's in it.
Oh, I'm definitely
Um,
watching it now. Like,
The little Britain guy's in it.
fat one or the tall one?
Fat one.
Yeah, right. Oh, he's
And
good.
then
He's good.
Key from Key and Peele,
Oh yeah. Is he the
like
tall or short one there? I don't know
it-
either.
tall one.
Oh yeah. Nice. That's a
Just
great
like
cast. That's
really good
good.
cast.
That sounds like the
Yeah,
ultimate comedy ever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. They nailed it.
Was it funny? Well, not really. Sure, there's some parts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some funny parts, but I just
Mm.
like the heartwarming parts.
Oh, nice. Well, you sound like you're selling it to me. I feel like I'm probably gonna end up watching it.
Yeah, it's not, you wouldn't be disappointed that you watched it.
Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, I don't want to be disappointed. I was thinking about this the other day as well, as far as movies. Like, I swear, as soon as someone mentions, "Oh yeah, I watched this the other day," in a couple of weeks' time, you'll just end up watching it, even if they don't really recommend it or something. Like, someone
Yeah,
mentioned
like I
Hot
watched,
Fuzz to me the other day, and I was like, "Oh
Mm.
yeah," and then I just end up watching it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that was good." And like,
Yeah, I watched Arthur
oh
after
yeah,
you
yeah,
mentioned it.
yeah,
Yeah.
heartwarming.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
pretty good.
I feel like it
It was
could have
alright.
been better though. Like it
It could have
had
been a
good
lot better.
potential. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. I don't know. It just didn't
Oh,
seem to have that boom factor. Like,
yeah.
like it was decent,
I
but
No, it's nice. It's nice now, like breaking up, because we just binge shows usually. Like we
yeah,
binged Perfect Couple the other week. And we
I
literally
know.
just binged in the last 2 days, the Menendez brothers,
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah,
which is a bit how you going.
yeah.
I'd still recommend watching it, but like if you've seen the doco on it before, like obviously you know the story. Knowing the story, I think it'd be better if you didn't know the story.
Which I feel like I don't. So
Yeah.
I don't. Once again, I'm not really into that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
watch
well,
it.
it's stressful and
Yeah,
it ruins your sleep, and it's like it's probably not the best thing to watch, but it's interesting.
yeah,
Like no
yeah.
one is watching the Menendez brothers and then having a great sleep.
And being, oh, that was so touching.
That was
Oh
heartwarming. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
yeah. I don't
yeah.
think anyone's like that, but I hope not.
No, that could be.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of like that Office Australia trailer that came out,
Oh, looks terrible.
it's so unfortunate.
Announcement. Can I have a drum roll, please? A drum roll, Lloyd.
That's how I drum roll.
People ask me, how can I become a great boss? And the answer is having a happy staff that love you.
No,
Yeah.
why do you have just leave it? Just leave it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, I think I'm not disappointed they're trying because like Fisk was really good. If
Oh yeah,
if
you
you've
meant
watched
yeah.
Fisk.
I haven't watched it.
Like great show, kind of officey vibe, with the Aussie spin. Like I think
But surely they weren't
could
trying to
make
like re-imitate. They weren't trying to take the off,
No, but even with this one by the trailer, it looks like they're trying to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess it's when
Um,
you use the name and you're like basically using the characters again. I don't know.
yeah. Well,
I guess
there's
the
one guy
American
that
one
seems
was
pretty funny.
okay.
Like the guy with the black hair, and it took me forever. I couldn't figure out where he was from, but he's one of the vampires in What We Do in the Shadows.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
one of my favorite like
yeah.
movies of all time.
So
Um,
good.
yeah. So that guy could be funny. And I mean, like the Dwight equivalent chick could be
Oh
all right.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she had some potential in the trailer.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, yeah. And then speaking of Aussies, I was reading this article as well. I'm pretty sure you're a big fan of old Tash Sultana. And I
Hmm.
feel like I need to read a look more into her story, but pretty crazy. It seems like she was busking, just on the streets as a
Yeah.
hustler, and then now she's like a CEO of I don't know, I think it's a record company or something like that. You know, just I think it's great. I feel like she's so talented and so
Yeah.
popular. I'm like, I don't know. It's just I love those up and coming stories. Like come from nothing to actually making it.
Yeah.
She
Well, I'm pretty
deserves it.
sure she was like a full-on junkie.
Mm.
Um, and like she used music as a form of rehab, maybe even like homeless or something at a certain point.
Yeah, like
Um,
it's crazy. I'm just like, good on her.
yeah.
Yeah, some of her songs are so gun, and it's just so crazy. I love all that loop pedal music. Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah. Same.
It's so cool.
Same. Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can think of Ed Sheeran does these huge. I know you're the biggest fan, but he does these
I'll watch
massive
it, you know.
shows. Yeah, all by himself basically. And then who
Mm.
else is I mean, Mark Rubier is pretty great. I think
Yeah.
he's pretty. I think he's impressive. I'm
He
sure there's
is for
others I'm
sure.
missing. Yeah, but
Um,
the fact that you can do it by yourself is pretty cool, and all the different instruments and etc.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw Kingfish is coming to Sydney
Kingfisher.
next year. Kingfish? You know the guy's like it's like
Oh right, yeah, the
BB
jazz
King.
blues guitarist. Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
That's awesome.
I got in like a YouTube spiral today of like watching Joe Bonamassa, Kingfish,
Hmm.
Mayo, just all the kings, and
Did
got
you
me
watch the
so
the John Mayer BB King on stage? Oh, it's one of
yeah.
my favorites.
And with uh what's it with Trucker?
Oh yeah. Um,
Um
you talking about the guy that uses the slide guitar heaps, the ponytail? Is
but
it
yeah, yeah.
Tedeschi? Is that what you're talking about?
Is he the yeah, I assume he's one of the Tedeschi.
Tedeschi Trucks Band. Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
guitarist. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
I
his
can't remember his
name's
name.
Trucker, right?
The vocalist for that's so good. Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks.
Derek Trucks, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he shreds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And her voice is
Such a
so unique. Oh,
unreal.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It kind of reminds me a bit of uh Fleetwood Mac.
oh
What's her
yeah.
name?
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, yeah.
Yeah. Both. I feel like almost hers is more powerful in a way. Tedeschi.
Tedeschi.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. More range for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of more music, I was pumping Luke Combs. Like I feel like when you have like go off an artist for a bit, and then I just went through all his albums, and I'm like, this is unbelievable how every song is incredible, and I feel like you just sing every word to it, and it's just the best feeling. You end up
Yeah,
losing your
yeah.
voice. You think you're the best singer ever because you're blasting the music and can only hear him
Yeah.
really singing.
Yeah, yeah,
Best
yeah.
karaoke music. And I realized he's coming to Australia again. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's so cool.
Got it in the calendar to try and get tickets. It's just
Yeah,
so hard.
100%. But I was
So
looking
hard to
as
get
well,
tickets.
like, I was like, why is he coming back to Australia? And then I realized, like, his top listers on Spotify are from Sydney. Look, there's Chicago and Dallas and X, and then Brisbane, and then London. I was like, so like
Yeah,
two
wow.
of them in Australia. It's pretty cool, especially Sydney being number one.
Yeah,
It
that
kind of
is cool.
surprised me. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure. So his kid was born during the set in
Oh
Sydney.
yeah.
So it's August 16th. I wake up in the morning. I'm in Sydney, Australia, in a hotel room, and we're on tour in Australia. And I woke up to this. I probably woke up at around 8 a.m. or something like that, Australia time. And I had a text from my wife, and it said, "I'm so sorry. I really tried to not have the baby while you were gone, and God, dude, it sucked. It sucked."
Ah, so he's got
Um,
some
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 yeah,
moon magic there, you know. There was a
moon
full moon
energy
that
going on.
night. There's some real good
Yeah.
energy in Mana. Yeah, that's cool.
Mm.
Maybe
Yeah,
he'll
I'm
come and
hoping
live
I can
there
get tickets at my house.
and sing for me every night.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I hope you get tickets. That'd
No,
be awesome.
we've just been listening to F1 Trillion on repeat.
Oh, so good. So good.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
I think I told you, I think the B side's almost better than the A side. Like the A side's obviously
Nah, we
incredible, but like
we way prefer A side.
some of them, the B side sounds so country. It's just like so.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of one of them, but it's so good. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm in a country western bar, just best instruments and like violin solos. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
I think my favorite on B side's Hey Mercedes.
Oh, really?
Um,
I think that's one of my least
but
favorites, to be honest. Maybe I didn't
really,
listen to. Yeah.
but no, A side, every single track I love.
Oh, they're the catchiest, best songs ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
trying to
you
think
know,
which is my.
Yours, it's
Oh,
such a beautiful song.
oh, so beautiful.
Uh,
Very unique. I'm surprised no one hasn't like written a song like that before
yeah,
about their daughter.
yeah,
But
same.
oh, so unique. I think my favorite one on the B side would be, where is it? I think it's Eight How It Ends. I'm pretty sure. Or is it Who Needs You? One of the two. Anyway, bangers.
Yeah, great album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's crazy as well. All the songs are so short. I don't know if you've noticed, like all pretty much under three
Yeah,
minutes,
but
which is,
I feel like a lot of country songs are really short,
oh,
and
really?
the chorus is repeated like
No,
five
yeah.
times, and
Yeah.
each verse is like five
It's
maybe
true. It
lines.
is true. It is true.
Um, but that's
I
what
was,
makes them so easy to remember, and so like
yeah,
so great
maybe.
to listen to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. Um, oh yeah, I did have something to say. I was like, being a Posty, I was like, I wish we saw him. You know, how we saw Red Hot Chili Peppers and Posty. I
Yeah,
wish he was doing this country album,
I
and then
know, I
like
know.
imagine Posty country album as a warm up, be incredible, into Red Hot Chili
Yeah,
Peppers' greatest hits of all time.
yeah, would have been great.
It would have been the best, one of the best concerts, I feel.
I would have preferred just Posty Country. No.
Really, I would
Well,
like,
no, no. I mean, I would have preferred, but considering that performance, I was like, Chili's
yeah,
went great that day.
no, but
Um,
still great. I mean, I'm happy I
it was,
saw them. I've always wanted their bucket list.
yeah, yeah,
But it could have been better. But
yeah.
anyway, it's one of
I
those things, isn't it? As like a new artist, you want to play your new songs.
yeah, but someone like that's been around for decades, like usually they kind of lose their mojo, and people
Yeah,
just want to see them play the bangs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Someone new like Posty or Luke, they haven't been. I mean, Posty's been around for a while now, but you can kind of go with that. But like if you go see the Stones, you
Yeah,
don't want to hear something 70-year-old men came up with, the new album. You just want to hear the banging.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. But at the same time, at least they're trying to push out new music, which I think is
Yeah,
cool. But it's obviously just not going to
yeah,
be as good.
no.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of music, went to like a buddy's birthday yesterday. It was like
Nice.
it's Brazilian. It's like
Oh, cool.
Brazilian barbecue birthday thing by the beach.
Nice.
And most of his friends are like from the dancing community.
Oh,
And yeah, it's just so lovely, like them playing all this boss Brazilian music and
I
they're all
love Brazilian. Yeah.
dancing and like, there's kids there and there's, making picanha and like everyone's
Oh,
putting
yum.
little meat and just so nice.
Mm.
And pretty sexual though, the
Okay.
dancing.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
so sometimes I'm like, oh, a bit frisky, but very nice. But anyway, I met a guy there who has aphantasia. You heard of that?
No, I don't know what that is. Sounds familiar, but tell me.
It's so it's a condition where you can't imagine pictures. So like
Whoa.
and the crazy thing is like he only realized that later in life. Like so he was saying, if someone said imagine a table or can like think of that table, he
Yeah,
just thought that's what people said. He didn't realize that people could actually imagine the picture of a table.
that
And like
is
only
crazy.
wild, hey.
Yeah.
And like at some point in life, I guess the conversation just came up and he's like, yeah, he's just like, oh, that's just what you say, but you can't actually
It's just
see
a
it.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just talking to him for ages about this, like trying to comprehend how does he think? How does he see things?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he can think of it, but he can't see it. So like he
So
can't
crazy.
actually see the faces like of his family even. So if he
Oh,
wants to imagine like his mum, he can't
yeah.
actually see his mum's face.
Oh, that's so sad. I feel like
Hmm.
oh, that's such a crazy concept. I automatically think of food. I'm like, oh, what do you want to have for lunch? Like
Yeah.
whatever, like a steak. I think about this excellent steak in my head and it gets me
Yeah.
excited. But if you're just like, oh, it's a steak, then yeah, I don't know.
So he can still think the thought. He knows the qualities of a steak, but it's just thoughts rather than images.
Yeah. But as you said, like I
Mm.
think normally thoughts and images go pretty hand in hand.
Well,
Like,
yeah, to us, but I mean, I can't actually
yeah,
comprehend how
yeah,
his
no, me
mind would
neither.
work.
But I
Um,
guess that's what you're talking to him for ages. But
yeah.
do you reckon he has dreams? Because that's feel like
Oh,
that sort of would be linked.
yeah, probably not. Hey, I don't know. We
Yeah,
didn't ask. That would have
yeah,
been a
yeah.
good question to ask.
That's pretty fascinating. I feel like I wonder how many people have that. I don't know if you want to call it a
4%.
condition. 4%. Okay.
Yeah, because he was like, oh, 40% of the population have it. I'm like, there is no way that 40% of the population has it. He's like, yeah, 40%. I'm like, that means, so we look at all these people at the party, you
Yeah,
reckon 40% have the same condition as you? He's
absolutely
like,
not.
I think so. I'm like, let's fact check it. 4%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. I think that made him feel worse.
Oh no.
Because he was out there thinking almost half the
Yeah. He's
population
like,
is
oh,
the same as
I'm
him.
basically normal. Oh
Uh,
man, that's crazy. I
but
mean,
there are advantages to having it. Like apparently people that have it are like ultra analytical.
oh
Like
yeah,
he's an engineer and like a
nice,
solution architect, and it seems like he's been quite successful at it.
nice.
Um, but yeah, so I guess because you're almost thinking in logic.
Just facts and yeah,
Yeah.
like where you're not
So
daydreaming about.
being a
La, la, la.
dummy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
So
fair.
you
That's
could
cool.
see how it could be
The
advantageous.
benefit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna speaking along these sort of these parts of your brain. I've been getting into yoga nidra. That's how you say it.
Oh yeah.
So
I've heard about that a
non-sleep,
bit.
deep rest. And I've been absolutely loving it. Look, I don't lie
Right.
down like you're meant to do, but it's so good. Like I don't know, the way
Yeah.
that they like feel your fingertips, and I'm like, you get a little tingle in your fingertips, like your wrist, then your elbow.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, it just feels so good. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just love that you can do that. Like you can really focus on the different energy points on your body.
It's cool. I mean
Yeah.
the little fingertips and stuff, they usually do that in Savasana at
Okay.
the end of a yoga as well. Like when you do a long Shavasana.
Is that when you like move your fingertips and toes sort of thing? Or are you talking about something
Or
else?
like, at the end of a yoga session,
Hmm.
sometimes if you're doing like a 10-minute Shavasana,
Yeah.
they'll be like to get you to fully calm down, it's like um focus on the tension in your jaw,
Yeah,
relax it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Look at your left shoulder, relax that, and
yeah.
at every single point until like you are
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
corpse.
Yeah. It's
But
so
yeah,
good. I love it. It's just something like the energy. It's like the moon's making. I can literally feel like electric shocks in my
Yeah,
part of it. It's just cool how you can really focus on that, and
yeah.
a
I
human loves it.
did that on a crystal bed.
Wow.
And like I had like pulsating like elements in my body, like, and like my
Yeah.
whole body started twitching almost after it. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. I'm loving it. I reckon it's so good.
I think I
When you,
stopped with yoga nidra because it just got repetitive. Like I like
that's
waking up
fair.
because it's new every day.
Mm,
On that note, like talking
mm,
about this, wild elements and parts of your body,
mm.
you heard of nanos?
Nanos, no, like an
Nanos.
iPod Nano.
Like this shit's wild. Beth told me about it and then I
Yeah.
started reading about it. So set the scene, 74% of all deaths worldwide are chronic diseases.
Okay.
And they often lead to death because it's detected too late,
Right.
right? So
That makes
in the
sense. Yeah.
body, there's a thing called VOCs. What that stands for, I can't remember. But essentially they're molecules emitted from the body when you breathe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these VOCs have a smell that reflects bodily qualities, right? The composition of your body.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get sick, your odor will change, the odor of this VOC,
Well, okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So each disease has its own unique smell. So for example, like, how this starts working is, imagine you're a kid and you smell cinnamon for the first time.
Yum.
As
Yeah.
you keep smelling cinnamon, you'll be able to pair that smell with what cinnamon is. Every time there's a cinnamon bun or there's
Yep.
cinnamon on your food or anything, you'll know, oh, there's cinnamon in that. And even
Yeah.
though you don't know what cinnamon, the chemical compounds of it, you
Mm-hmm.
can easily identify that cinnamon
Nice.
exists in that particular thing. So what Nanos does is it's this company, they've essentially taken like AI and nanotechnology to develop these patterns and detect the smells in these VOCs,
Yeah.
right? Like smelling cinnamon, but for diseases. And over time, they've developed the pattern recognition that even if in the breath you've eaten all this other stuff like garlic and things, if
Mm.
they can detect that cinnamon, i.e. disease, they'll be able to, let you know early through your breath that you may have this particular chronic disease. So what's wilder is like recent tests they've been using nanos on for detecting lung cancer have had 90% accuracy just from a breath of detecting lung cancer at an early stage.
That's
So, it's wild, right? Last
yeah.
week we were talking about HRV being a
I
good
was gonna
preventative.
yeah.
This is like HRV on steroids,
Oh,
just with a
100%.
breath.
That sounds like possible. Like maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but that sounds like the best news I've ever heard. Like, there's the most
Yeah,
uplifting, like great news. I'm so excited about that. Like,
yeah.
I
Pretty
feel like that
crazy innovation.
it is, but at the same time, it's sounding like it's actually going to do something. I don't know, like
It seems
sounding
quite
very
positive.
positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike board games with little innovation, the VOC disease detection,
Yeah.
very up there.
So I was looking at volatile organic compounds, organic chemicals that can be found in the body and in the environment. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, I guess scent stuff
Very
doesn't
cool.
really, I don't know. I automatically think about dogs, how they can, smell if you're sick and stuff, or if you're not well, or et cetera, et cetera. And they have such a
Yeah.
strong sense of smell. And it's like, how
Yeah,
can we
yeah.
use that? But
Well, that's the thing, and I didn't say this was what I was reading, but Beth watched I forgot her name, some neuroscientist on the Theo Von show, and
right.
that's why she was referencing this to me.
Okay.
But apparently she was going into that, how, over time we've lost our ability to use all our senses properly. And like you mentioned, animals can detect things like
Yeah.
diseases through smell. And we actually have the ability to detect this VOC odors as well in our nose, but we just aren't leveraging it and utilizing it
Mm.
as much as we could be.
That's pretty fascinating. Now I feel like I want to look into it. I don't know. So is it still pretty
Yeah.
early stages, I'm guessing?
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I think it's been around for years,
Yeah.
but these things take so long to be able to come out on like public market.
Yeah. Crazy. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of cinnamon and smells,
Mhm.
I don't know if you've been noticing this. keep seeing pistachio. It seems like
Everywhere.
pistachio is everywhere. Everything is
Yeah.
green all over the place. I
Yeah.
don't know if this is something I'm just my feed's telling me, but like, what's this obsession with pistachio? Like, I get it. I like pistachio, but doesn't mean
Yeah.
every different dish has to be green and pistachio. So you've noticed it too.
Yeah, they love it. Everything's pistachio. I went to like this cannoli markets the other day
Yeah.
to buy different cannolis. And I was like, oh, there's maybe 15 different types of
Yeah.
cannolis, and maybe 5 of them are some element of pistachio. And I'm like to the guy, like, oh, which cannoli should I get? They're like super Sicilian. I think the Sicily brothers are saying.
Nice.
I'm like, pistachio, of course, pistachio. Like the most,
Pistachio.
yeah, the
What
most.
kind of question? That's Mario.
Yeah, like I'm the biggest idiot for even asking. Like, obviously pistachio.
Nice.
Yeah, but I've noticed ice cream places, they like really highlight the pistachio. It's like the flavor of the day.
Yeah, fair.
Pistachio baklava, like, I mean,
But I think those things you're mentioning are pretty standard. Like cannoli and baklava is pretty obvious. But I don't know, I'm seeing pancakes. I think ice cream is one I keep seeing. I don't know, like croissants and stuff. I mean, stuff that's not normally pistachio, but
all sweets though.
yeah, I don't think a pistachio soup would be going down. Or maybe it is. Maybe that's the thing.
I bet there is a pistachio soup.
Surely.
I bet there's a pistachio soup.
Vegan Persian spicy pistachio soup. First thing that comes up. Cream of pistachio soup. No, of course. But yeah, I'm glad that you see it everywhere. I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, why is everything pistachio?
They do love pistachio.
Yeah, I mean,
like
another
Biscoff.
Biscoff's massive.
Massive.
I love Biscoff, but it's massive.
Yeah.
It's not competing with Nutella though. Let's get real here.
I'd say it is. I'd say it's Nutella and Biscoff is now on equal.
Wow, that's
like if you can get Nutella something, you can get Biscoff something at like almost everywhere, I reckon.
That's crazy. I feel like that's hard to believe, but could be. I mean, another food thing I was seeing on the internet. Have you heard of banana wine?
No.
So it was on the news. There's this place in Africa, and they've got like excess bananas, and they just, with their climate and stuff, they get really ripe really quickly. And so they have to, harvest these bananas and use them for something. And so they're making this wine in Malawi. So yeah, I've just thought it was a pretty interesting. I've never heard of banana wine, and I'm like, apparently it's quite
Is it red
sweet.
wine?
Well,
Or
I don't
is it
know
like
what the
a banana
exact color is. Seems pretty clear.
So there's
Basically,
no grape whatsoever in it.
no, their process is simple. The overripe banana is peeled, cut in small pieces, weighed, and mixed with sugar, yeast, raisins, water, and covered with lemons. The mixture is then left to ferment for several weeks, transforming the banana pulp into a potent aromatic wine containing 13% alcohol, similar to wine made from grapes. So I was like,
Right.
I was curious if you'd try it. I feel like I probably would.
Of course.
Sounds like
try everything.
yeah. Sounds like a dessert wine is the way I've picture it. But as well, I think about, I don't know if you remember, like at school, like people would have like a banana left in their locker or something, and that smell is
rotten
disgusting.
banana.
And that's what I'm like, that's putting me off. I can just imagine opening this bottle and like, yeah, disgusting.
Yeah.
So that's what's put. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would try it, but yeah, that's banana wine for you. People going for bananas for it. Yeah.
Is that I mean, actually, Do you have other topics, or is that a good segue into our
Let me see what else I've got. I've got very short things. I was going to mention pub food here in the UK.
mhm.
I had this awesome epic roast the other day, like really, really good. And I feel like generally pubs in the UK, if you go to like one of these gastro pubs, they nail a roast. Like
A roast? Yes,
they're
the only
like,
thing they nail.
but they this one I had came with like a little separate cauliflower cheese. And you know me, I'm not
Mhm.
the biggest cheese fan. Like I'll eat it, but anyway. So like I should try this, you know. Might like it. Tried it, and it was great. It was delicious. Like I didn't hate it, but it just made me laugh. There's no cauliflower in this. It's just
Just
cream
cheese.
and cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
I
a
know.
creamy dessert cheese thing. And I was like, look, I'm like, who invented this cauliflower cheese? And it was the Brits. So kind of
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah.
they love that cream and cheese, like
Hmm.
potato and cream and
Yeah.
broccoli and cream and cauliflower and cream.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
have you seen lately, like on YouTube and stuff, like cauliflower as the hero of a dish? And
I
like
haven't.
there's
I've
so many new recipes coming out of like
nice.
just these awesome whole cauliflower. And people saying like it's like a protein almost when you cook it right.
Oh yeah. Like I've seen people, you know, there's like cauliflower steaks. You can do them that way. And
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
think there's like, yeah, you had a whole head of cauliflower with like heaps of hummus and stuff and different
Yeah.
spices,
That's
whole
really
roasted
good.
cauliflower. Yeah, I think I've seen that before. I think
Yeah.
it's Ottolenghi has a lot of this sort of stuff using whole
Right.
cauliflower. You had Ottolenghi, yeah.
No.
No? Oh, he's awesome. I'm sure I thought you would have heard of him. He's so good. Israeli British chef. And he's
Right.
so good with like veggies and stuff and just yeah,
No,
really
yeah, you have to
interesting ingredients as well.
flick
Anyway,
him
I'll put
across.
yeah, yeah. I was also
Uh,
going to mention pretty stupid fact, but I didn't really know that Tupperware was a brand name. I don't know if you knew that, but I found
um,
that. I was like, oh, Tupperware is not just Tupperware. Tupperware is a brand name.
not surprised though.
Yeah, not surprised, but I saw in the news they filed for bankruptcy. I was like,
That's a shame.
yeah, it's a shame. I was wondering if it's because of all the microplastics and all that sort of side of things, but
Bastards.
yeah, but that was like, okay, good to know. Tupperware is just a brand name. And
Yeah, well, I'm pretty
then,
sure in general, most humans consume like a credit card's worth
yeah,
of
I've heard
plastic each year.
it's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot of plastic,
It's a lot, but at
but it
the
doesn't
same
seem like
time,
a
like
lot.
it doesn't seem like a lot. Like
Just eat a
if you ate
credit.
a credit card, I'd be like, yeah, that's sweet. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't think that's
you
that
wonder
bad
how
for you.
bad that is for you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Surely there's a guy on the internet eating a credit card.
Credit cards. Oh, I feel like we know a guy that's eating credit cards.
It's true. The last thing I wanted to bring up, got to bring up a bit of sport every week. Oh, there's two bits of sport actually. There was Joshua Dubois last night
Hmm.
in the UK, which would have been, I guess, your morning. Yeah, it must have
Oh,
been.
yeah, I haven't actually
So they filled out Wembley, meant to be record crowds, 98,000 or something. Didn't watch it. It was too late, past my bedtime, but I still need to watch the highlights. But I was curious if you were intrigued about your boy. I can't remember if it's you that's the Joshua fan. No, you're not a
I
fan of
hate
Josh.
AJ.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think AJ is pathetic. He's a
I
joke.
remember I used to love him when he was first up. Oh, this
Yeah,
guy is
he
a
was a joke.
huge beast. But yeah, he's a
All
bit.
he ever did was beat Klitschko, who was like an pensioner.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
was a
that's
pensioner.
all he's ever done. And like he beat Klitschko, and the whole world was like, "Oh, AJ,
He's a
marry."
legend.
And yeah, everyone loved him. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. He just had great like media publicity. He didn't
Yeah, which
achieve
you have to
anything.
have.
Yeah,
But like, could you put that same argument for McGregor?
yeah, he's terrible.
But he's the great at
Yeah,
media publicity.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
But everyone knows that he sucks. He had a good up and rise, and then it was pretty amazing when he beat Aldo.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was amazing. Yeah.
probably that's it.
And then what's his name? Who's the American bloke that got him twice? Oh, there's a couple of American
Nate
blokes.
Diaz.
There's Nate Diaz and the other guy that McGregor broke his foot or something. Was it blanking? He's got a hot sauce brand.
Oh,
that helps you.
Warrior.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Dustin. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah. But anyway.
Like how anyone ever thought he had a chance against Habib when that was happening? Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's just the hope. It's just the hope, to make
Why
it.
would you even want to hope for him? He was just annoying.
He did get annoying.
It's like why would you hope for AJ? He's just like I mean, AJ at least seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a nice guy. I think he seems like a decent guy.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about this Dubois guy, but I have to plug some facts for you there. And then last,
Usyk is like,
he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
I am kind of a Tyson Fury fan as far as his boxing style.
Yeah.
I think his boxing style is awesome. Yeah.
Fury was really lucky too, though. Like he didn't deserve to be where he is. I mean, he does now. I think he's shown that he's very much in. He deserves those titles, but like he got lucky by getting a title fight. Like he wasn't ranked anywhere.
Oh, true.
And he just came out of rehab and all this stuff that he went through, and he just got by luck, I think, thinking that he was going to lose. They gave him this opportunity for a belt, and he won. And then obviously since then he's been awesome.
He's massive. Yeah.
I love him. Yeah, I love Fury.
Yeah. And then last bit of sport for you. No, this doesn't really interest either of us, but it's AFL Grand Final is coming up, mate. The Swannies are in. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Huge news.
That's about all I know. I know the Swannies are in.
I was just looking. I think it's the Swannies and the Brisbane Lions. I feel like,
Lions, tough opponents, the Lions.
Tough opponents. Grand Finals on the 28th of September. So, look, let's get. I remember watching it. Yeah, I remember watching it once. I was like, people absolutely love it, but I just never gotten into it. I don't see. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's such a scrappy sport. There's no formation. There's no tactics. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know it well enough.
I don't know. I think like I've been to Swans games and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it would have been an awesome.
But like I don't really watch anything, and like I have to watch it apart from combat sports. Like combat sports, I want to watch it and I'll watch the highlights.
Yeah.
Like mostly UFC, but most team sports like are awesome to go and watch, no matter how much if you like it or not. When you're at the actual event and you're part of that crowd, they're generally pretty good.
Yeah, that's fair. And then I also saw that Tamagotchis are making a comeback, at least in the UK, which I thought was pretty boss.
Yeah, I think a while ago now. Like they've been
like they're apparently opening a store in the UK. Just global sales have gone up massively. So I was like, that's pretty cool. Good to see some 90s things coming back. And then the other day I also saw, I don't know if you've seen, there's these like at these Met galas and all these things people get really dressed up for. People have like accessories and stuff. And I can't remember which actor it is, but he's got like a chip bag. Literally looks like a chip bag or a crisp bag. But it's like Balenciaga. It's like designer bag. That's his. I'm like, that is so crazy and awesome. It looks like a Doritos bag. And it's just, and I saw this article and they're mentioning how it's a fashion trend incorporating food into accessories. Like there's a croissant bag and a pasta bag. I'm like, it's so crazy. But
be better if it was Red Rock Deli bag with Red Rock Delis in there.
The number one advocate. Or turtle chips.
Yeah, or turtle chips.
Speaking of chips as
Be
well.
better if the bags actually had the food in them.
Of course.
The pasta bag has a big bag of bolognese.
The ultimate accessory.
At the Met Gala.
Like, why do you need anything to carry stuff? Why would you need your phone and stuff if you've got chips?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think it's cool that it's becoming, that's the trend in fashion. Fashion's always fascinated me, how certain things are fashionable.
Yeah.
But I think it is time for la 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 la
La
la
la la la.
la
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 la la
la.
la. Food discussions
Discussion
of
of the
the
podcast.
podcast. Food discussions of the
Discussions of the
podcast.
podcast.
Food discussion,
Boom.
boom. All right, you can kick it off though.
Hang on.
Give me something. What do you got?
Buying breakfast. Are you an idiot or not?
I am not an idiot. I would much prefer to make breakfast at home. I think buying breakfast out most of the time is an absolute outrage.
Oh, so yeah, so you are an idiot. So if you buy breakfast, you are an idiot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you're saying I am an idiot?
No, I'm saying the question is
Yeah.
buying breakfast.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Idiot or not?
Oh, you're an idiot if you're buying breakfast. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some
um,
breakfasts you can get that are like unique. I don't know. If you get like a chicken and waffles for breakfast, sure. That's not your standard breakfast. But the
Yeah, or like
majority
an
of
almond
stuff.
croissant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
you're agreeing?
getting like a bacon and egg roll,
Oh,
like,
and it's
or
so
yeah,
expensive.
avocado and toast, that type of stuff.
Oh, it grinds my
Seems so
gears.
dummy. Like
Oh,
you
it's
could just
so dummy.
easily make that. Like why don't you save that and get a delicious lunch or a delicious dinner and have your
100%.
breakfast?
Like poached eggs. Look, hollandaise sauce, I know it's quite easy to make, but that's something that I'm like, oh yeah,
It's actually I've tried to make it a few times and it's rarely as good.
fair enough. I thought it would be.
Mm.
But yeah, that stuff. Yeah, breakfast, I don't know. I just think, look, it always looks really great, but yeah, you can definitely make that stuff at home.
Yeah.
Majority
So
of the stuff.
we conclude
Idiot.
that idiot.
Yeah, yeah. Brain foods. Gimmick or not a gimmick?
As in like,
I guess superfoods, like all this stuff.
you know what?
I don't know, like I'm guessing chia
I don't
seeds and pumpkin seeds and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, they're slightly different. Superfoods. When
Yeah.
I think there's some like being a wannabe mycologist, I like lion's mane. I believe that there are actual, true benefits that we can't even explain from eating lion's mane and how it can
Lion's mane's
impact
the
the
mushroom,
neuropathy.
right?
Correct.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not
No,
a mycologist.
It's like and there's like nootropics, that are like, brain foods. And like, there's a lot of different fungi that fall into this nootropics category.
So does that become into like the medicinal side of things, or?
I guess so.
Yeah,
it depends what you mean by brain foods. The
Well, I don't really
superfood
know.
stuff.
Yeah. Let me give you some
think
examples of
superfood-
brain foods. I don't even know. What I mean, it's got I guess nuts and seeds, beans, I don't know, salmon, like I don't know, fish oil, all that sort of stuff.
I choose to believe it's not a gimmick.
Yeah, I also, now thinking about it, I don't think it is a gimmick. But I guess it's stuff that's like, they advertise, oh, it's meant to be good for your brain,
Yeah. I
Like-
think it could be. I mean, eating food's good for your brain because your brain needs energy to work.
Yeah. That's fair. Like, I don't know, I was eating chia seeds the other day and I'm like, they look nice, but I'm like, is this doing anything? Is this really having any benefit? Like,
Yeah.
maybe it's all those different seeds. Like, I know almonds are meant to be more like probably the best thing you can eat besides the calories. I think
Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts and
Brazil
almonds.
nuts.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah.
even what are the Greek nuts? Walnuts.
Oh yeah, they're meant to be, yeah. They're even shaped
Yeah.
like the brain.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna say they're not a gimmick.
Not a gimmick.
Boom. Yeah.
Too much sauce or no sauce?
That is quite simple. First instincts are going to too much sauce. I feel like no
Why?
sauce can generally lead to disappointment, dryness, just unhappiness in general. Whereas too much sauce, at least you can, I don't know, try and take some off, is my theory and logic to it. I think we
Yeah.
both agree that generally sauce is such a key part of most foods. Full stop.
100%.
But yeah,
It's so delicious.
Mm.
And like, first of all, in most instances, there's no such thing as too delicious. So
No.
too much sauce.
Oh, take it away. This is way too great. Said
Oh,
no one ever.
yeah, I know. So
Yeah.
I think, and like you said, in some bizarre universe where you actually think there's too much, you can take it off.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you get your chips and your bread, and you get to dip it into the sauce and have even more sauce. So
But I guess what I'm trying to always, twist the plot and argue for the counter argument. But there's certain dishes like, is it like poutine and stuff or like loaded fries, all that sort of stuff, where they just
Oh,
chuck
yeah,
all
yeah.
the stuff on top of it and it comes soggy.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
oh, that is a problem.
That's a really good point, actually, because
Yeah.
if in that example, I'd prefer no sauce.
100%. I'd prefer the sauce on the side.
I actually like chips just with chicken salt and no sauce.
I'm the same. Yeah. I like a bit of sauce on the side. I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm generally not a person, when people go all over their chips. I'm like, nah.
Oh, no.
Gets
That's
messy.
the dummiest thing in the world. Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think definitely sauce. I'm gonna go with that. Too much sauce.
If you had to choose, too much sauce.
Mm.
But there's, obviously exceptions where that would be annoying.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the classic here. It is kind of a controversial one, maybe more of an Australian thing, but does chocolate belong in the fridge?
No.
Agreed.
No. I don't mind if it is.
Mm.
I won't be really upset about it.
Mm.
But if you had to take all the chocolates
Mm.
that there are, I'd say a good portion of them are negatively affected by being in the fridge.
Yeah.
Like, a Ferrero Rocher. You're really gonna fuck up a Rocher and put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Or
I
like
don't know.
any creamy chocolate, really.
You want it to be soft. Well, you want it to be, I don't know, room temperature, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's certain chocolate bars, like a Snickers or something, or a Mars bar, that are pretty yum in the fridge. But
Really? You're saying those two in the fridge? I feel like it's too hard on your teeth.
yeah,
I'd
I'd probably
rather
still
soft.
prefer it.
Yeah.
Still prefer it room temperature.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I'm just thinking now, I always thought, what's it called? Cold Rock Ice Creamery, whatever it's
Oh,
called.
yeah.
They add all the chocolates in and stuff. And then it would just be too hard on your teeth and you can barely taste what you're getting in the ice cream, if that makes sense.
Oh, I liked.
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't
usually
had
got
one for ages.
Cookie dough.
Oh,
That was
cookie.
my
Yeah, that's a good choice. Not really
Yeah.
chocolate, anyway. But like, I don't know, I'm thinking about M&Ms or something that gets too hard. You just don't want to break your teeth. You want it to be a comfortable.
M&Ms would be terrible in the fridge.
Yeah. All right. No, it is. I'm glad we agree with that one.
Huh.
And then I guess I can give you one last quickie based on chocolate.
Mhm.
Are you a white chocolate fan?
Hell yeah. Love
I
it.
think, yeah.
Love white chocolate.
You love it.
know-
I don't know. I don't love it. Like I'll eat it, but it's like one of the last picks.
Oh yeah, I love it. You know what's really good white chocolate? Whittaker's white chocolate.
Oh,
You-
New Zealand
you give me
represent, eh?
Yeah, like a block of Whittaker's white,
I haven't
that's
tried
gone.
that. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
he's really selling it to me. Is it really creamy?
I'm
Like,
really- No, the great thing about Whittaker's is like it's hard. It feels like you're almost
It's
like
in
in
the
a
fridge.
60s movie, and you bite it and it feels really cocoa-y and like proper
yeah.
chocolate. But then as you obviously bite through it, it starts getting a bit more creamy and lustful and around your mouth, and then that feeling, that taste it leaves in your mouth after, it's just like so moreish and so good. But it's
Yeah,
almost
nice.
it's almost hard.
Okay. Guys, I was thinking about, is it Milky Bar? Is that the one?
Milky Bar, that's
The Milky
good.
Bar, like they're good. I think that's good
Milky
white
Bar with the
chocolate. 'Cause-
cookies and cream.
Oh,
with the
yeah,
one's so good.
that's a winner. Oh man, you're really converting me on white
Yeah.
chocolate. Yeah. All right.
You know what's a really good one is Cadbury Dream Block. Like it's
Oh yeah.
Cadbury
I'd never buy
half.
that.
It's
Oh, is it half
good,
half?
bro.
What do you mean half half?
It's like is it Top Deck maybe?
Top
it's
Deck.
called or
I love
something?
Top Deck.
Yeah,
Top Deck's where it's got the white on the top and then
yeah.
milk on the.
Yeah,
I love a Top Deck. Yeah.
that one's really good.
All right. White chocolate's it's got its purpose. It should
Get Whittaker's white chocolate
Okay.
and see what you think.
All right. I don't know if I'll be able to get that in the UK, but I can try my very best.
Yeah. Can you not get
nice.
Whittaker's in UK?
I haven't seen it anywhere.
Oh, blasphemy.
I mean, New Zealand's pretty far away.
Yeah, but I've seen it in like Asia and stuff.
Oh, true. Well, Asia's pretty close to New
Then
Zealand.
they had it in India.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
At the airport.
I mean, we get New Zealand lamb here, which is pretty boss.
New Zealand what? Lamb?
Lamb, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, should we call that for food discussions of the week?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, nice. Covered some good topics there.
Yeah.
All right. I guess till next week.
Till next week, partner.
Yeah. All right.
Boom.
Boom.